Hey guys, I just watched a video by a good friend of mine by the name of Andrew Moser, and for those who think I'm talking about me, I'm not. He's a real person. I've actually tagged him in this link. But I watched a video about him sharing his experience with God and how he found his way back to God and God's loving embrace and what that's done for him in his life, and actually just kind of inspired me to talk to you guys a little bit about my story and where I am and how I got here. Actually, as a lot of the people that know me personally probably already know, I suffered with addiction for a long part of my life, and today I sit before you in long-term recovery. And for me, what that means is I haven't had to use drugs or alcohol in over 4 years. And what a lot of people don't know is who I was before. Some do, don't get me wrong. Some of the stuff was unforgettable. I was that good. But basically, having grown up in addiction and grown up suffering with, turmoil and depression and anxiety and all these different things that society throws at you as a kid, and that, a lot that we create on our own, I basically found substances to be a way to escape from it all. And it wasn't until I was able to find recovery through various 12-step programs and stuff like that I was able to remove the substance from my life long enough to realize that there was more work to be done for me. And a lot like Andrew talks about in his video with God, I was able to find a higher power of my understanding, which I choose to call God. And until I had done that, I wasn't able to look at the problem in hand, which was my disease of addiction. I believe it's a disease that's a very controversial subject. A lot of people don't believe that. And to be honest with you, I don't care, because what I believe is what matters, and that's really all it does. No offense to other people's opinions, but that's the best part about opinions. We all have them. I know my truth. I know where I've come in my life, where I've gone, where I've been, and where I plan on going. And I know that with my disease of addiction, there's a lot more than just an addiction to a substance. There's underlying issues. There's a problem with the way that my mind works. That's what makes me different from other people. The beautiful thing about that, though, is having found recovery and learning through the program or programs that I've been able to grow in, that when I remove drugs and alcohol, which were the only thing I knew for a large portion of my life, when I take those away, I then have to learn something to replace them with. I have to learn a new way of life. I learn a program of action, if you will, to keep me from going back to those old habits, to keep those things from coming back into my life. And part of that was fellowship. Part of that was a higher power. A strong part of that was, a step work basis. But more importantly, I've found myself with the gift of being able to help other people. And to me, that is the most important thing that I've ever had in my life, because instead of spending my time hurting, lying, stealing, cheating, and doing all those things that I did in addiction, I can now spend my time helping other people, which is something I never thought I would do. First of all, something I never thought I would be good at doing, and certainly something I never thought I'd sit here and tell you that I was doing. So it's kind of great to be able to not only help other people to achieve goals in their life, recovery, a higher power, even little things. I mean, helping people with relationship issues, helping people get to, a certain program of action that works for them, even just helping someone find happiness throughout the day, a smile, something positive. It's probably the most rewarding feeling that I've ever felt in my life. And a lot like Andrew says in his video, which check it out, by the way, because it's really powerful stuff. I wouldn't have this opportunity if it wasn't for me finding, a program of action. And a huge part of that program of action for me was a higher power. And I just, basically want to make this for people to know that there is a solution out there. That it takes a little bit of work, but I'll tell you what, it's worth it. With what I've been able to gain in my life today, in my recovery, using the tools that I have, my higher power, my program of action, my fellowship, and replacing what I've always known, the drugs and alcohol and what came with it, with something more positive. I've been able to do things in my life I never thought I'd be able to do. Hold a job, hold a career, own a business, own property. I mean, all these things that I can do in my life today, and more importantly, having just a sense of peace and serenity, knowing that I can do anything I put my mind to, not being afraid to try new things, not being afraid to meet new people, not living in fear and doubt and insecurity and all these things that I lived in when I suffered with addiction. And it's the most freeing feeling in the world, and I just wish I could help more people see that there's an opportunity out there. So I hope this video helps you in seeing that if you are watching, you know, and that you may find a new sense of peace. You know, it's taken a lot of work to get where I am, but it was work that was well worth it, and I don't regret a day of my past because it's made me who I am today, and I'm forever grateful for that. So if you haven't watched Andrew's video, please click the link tagging him in the video, or actually click the link that I've tagged in the post so that you can watch his video, and please share it because it's some pretty powerful stuff. And if you're ever at a point where you think you know it's not worth going on, or that you can't, two easiest words in the English language, I can't, you can. Believe in yourself, have faith, be optimistic, push the extra mile, take chances, and go somewhere in life, because there's nothing that you can't do if you put your mind to it. And if I'm not living proof of that, I don't know what is. You know, take a chance, fight for what you believe in, follow your dreams, follow your passions, and don't let anything hold you back. Because if you put your mind to it and you try hard enough, you're either going to get where you're meant to be, or you're going to learn how to accept where you are and love everything about it. And that's the most beautiful thing, is no matter what happens to me today, I love it, and I'm happy, and I'm grateful. And that's something I never thought I would feel. And I thank everyone that's been a part of it for me. And again, I hope this video helps you and finds you in your place of need. And please feel free to share or like it. And we'll see you next time.